Once upon a time in the village called Greenway, a very peaceful village with trees, hills, rivers, villagers and animals, a stranger in form of a girl arrived and her name was Susan. Susan was very beautiful. She had big butt, size 8, brown and beautiful smile. She came to visit her grandmother, Jane. Her beauty was on another level that boys and even old men almost fell trying to look her behind. She used to wear short skirts, leaving her thighs out. The thighs were fresh, edible, and glittering. You could see that she suggested that she is welcoming men to her life by the way she was dressing. One day she was going to the river to fetch water. On her way, she met a handsome village boy named John. John was very happy seeing her, and though that he now has a good opportunity to approach her now that they were alone in the forest. Susan was smiling all over because she wanted to be laid even in that forest. After a long conversation, they jumped into the bush and she was laid by John. After 1 hour, Susan and John came out of the bush smiling, and John felt that he has achieved earlier than his friends. Susan was also very happy that she has tested one of the many boys in the village and that she has to look for more sweetness. She rushed to the river, fetched water, and ran back home. The next day, her grandmother sent Susan to go and look for firewood in the same forest. Susan was very happy because she believed she will find John or another boy in the forest. She rushed singing while collecting firewood. She was wearing a short skirt as usual as a means of attracting men, and she was singing loudly while collecting firewood. From a distance, she saw a man who is mid-40 taking care of his goats. Since there was no any other man, she started collecting firewood towards his side while singing. The man noticed her and started staring at her. She made some body gestures like touching her breasts and turning around so that the man can see what she was carrying. The man, seeing the beauty, moved close to her and she stated, smiling. Without wasting time, the man held her and realized that she is ready and hot. He undressed her and they jumped into the bush. After 2 hours, the man came out smiling and Susan followed from behind, smiling too. She gathered her firewood together and rushed home, smiling. The next day, her grandmother was going to the market and told her to take care of the house and do some house chores. She started doing the house chores while singing as usual because she knew some boys were passing around. She wore a short skirt and started sweeping around, singing and dancing. It happened that his uncle was feeding chicken and stood by the fence and asked Susan what was the problem. Susan started smiling at him and said, "Nothing, uncle, but please come and show me how to move this big table in my grandmother's house so that I can sweep." Her uncle rushed to help her before resuming his duties. He jumped over the fence and Susan led him to the house. When his uncle entered, Susan closed the door and held her uncle from behind, asking him to do a favor and lay her. The uncle tried to resist, but Susan felt very hot and he had no choice other than to accept. She gave him whole-heartedly and the uncle performed the duty very well that made Susan change her walking style. The next day, Susan left to the city, very happy, hoping to come back again.